Blog Talk Radio.
Chasing a dream, chasing a rainbow. It's just like chasing a dream. You know they say that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Did you follow your dream? Did you follow, oh, that rainbow? You know they say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Tell me, my friend, did you follow your dream? Tell me, my friend, did you follow your rainbow? 'Cause chasing a dream is just like following the wind, and you don't know just where it's gonna end, but chasing a dream, just like chasing a rainbow. Chasing a rainbow is just like having a friend. They will be there with you through thick and thin. Did you give up? You when it got hard? Did you give up? Oh, regardless, oh, how hard? Did you give up? No matter what the part. Was it thick or was it thin? Oh, did you stick with him like a friend? Chasing a rainbow, just like having a friend. Chasing a rainbow, oh, it's just like having a friend. How about you, my friend? Did you stay there? Did you stay with him? Did you follow your dream? Did you follow it all the way to the end? Chasing a rainbow is just like chasing a dream. You don't know where it's gonna end. Chasing a rainbow, oh, it's just like chasing the wind. Stick with it, my friend. Chase your rainbow. Chase it all the way to the end. That was Chasing a Rainbow by yours truly, Freddie C. Howard, here at House C Internet Radio. Thank you for listening, and welcome to House C Broken Gospel Blog Talk Radio. Enjoy the broadcast. This is Gospel Music Today. Now, here are the hosts of Gospel Music Today,
Ken and Jean Grady.
We are glad you could be with us this week on Gospel Music Today. We have Southern Gospel news coming up, some concert updates, and Jean has a featured group.
From Ohio, it's Sojourners Quartet.
From the National Quartet Convention, I'll be speaking to the Old Paths on today's program, and you've been listening to some new music.
I have 2 new CDs, one by the Edwards family and one by Dale Rochelle.
And you've been reading.
I've been out reading Singing News magazine.
We had the Gospel Music Today cameras at the Lowesville Gospel Concert Series. We heard our friends from the state of Maine, the His Songs, and we have exclusive concert video on today's program.
And what about the archive?
From the Memphis Quartet Convention a few years ago, the Blackwood Brothers Quartet, exclusive video on today's program.
A lot of exciting groups. Let's get started.
You are watching Gospel Music Today. The news is next.
The Ball Brothers have released their first project for Gaither Music. The Gaither Pen classic, I'm Free, is now available on all digital streaming platforms. The Southern Gospel Music Association has announced an agreement with the Biblical Times Theater in Pigeon Forge to host the SGMA Hall of Fame and Museum. Larry, Steve, and Rudy, the Gatlin brothers, are celebrating 45 years as members of the Grand Ole Opry. They became members of the Opry family on December 25th, 1976. SGM Radio has added the Hey Y'all radio show to their programming schedule. The show will feature Vonda Armstrong introducing Hey Y'all media artists to the SGM radio listening audience. That's a look at some of the happenings in the world of Southern Gospel. You can keep up with the latest news by reading SGN Scoops digital magazine. You can also find a link to SGN Scoops at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
We have been on the road.
Yes, we have. We've been to the Lowesville Gospel Concerts, and that's in Stanley, North Carolina, and the His Songs came all the way from Maine to sing, and I believe we have a clip.
Yes, we do.
So we want to praise the Lord. I will praise the Lord for the things that He has given. I will worship Him for the things that He has done. I will raise His name from the mountains and the valleys, for the Lord has been so good to me. And He has. I will praise the Lord for the things that He has given. I will worship Him for the things that He has done. I will raise His name from the mountains and the valleys, for the Lord has been so good to me. No matter what may come my way, the Lord is right beside me. When troubles come and I am down, He's always there for me. The strength He gives me day by day helps me to climb each mountain. From morning till the set of sun, I'll praise His name. I will praise the Lord for the things that He has given. I will worship Him for the things that He has done. I will praise His name from the mountains and the valleys, for the Lord has been so good to me. In the morning when awake, I see the day before me. I know that He will be with me as I go on my way. Whatever Satan brings my way, with Jesus I can make it. And in my victories every day, I'll give Him praise. I will praise the Lord for the things that He has given. I will worship Him for the things that He has done. I will raise His name from the mountains and the valleys, for the Lord has been so good to me. I
We always enjoy the programs at the Lowesville Gospel Concerts, and we always enjoy seeing the His Songs. We've known them for a long time, and now they just keep getting better and better.
Yes, I think we've known Richard since before he could drive, a long time. Who has a birthday this week?
Happy birthday to Jonathan Lester. Jonathan sings with his family in the Lesters. His birthday is January 22nd.
And we wish a happy birthday to all our Southern Gospel friends.
We have much more exclusive concert video coming up on today's program, but first, Jean has been listening to some new music.
You Are Not Alone is the new CD by Dale Rochelle. It opens with the song Believe and has some favorites such as Your Cries Have Awoken the Master, Sometimes I Cry, and Mercy Walked In. My favorite on the CD is All My Hope. That's You Are Not Alone by Dale Rochelle.
You're watching Gospel Music Today. Southern Gospel news, guests, and exclusive concert video. The best music in the world. Join Ken and Jean Grady every week right here on Gospel Music Today.
This is a concert update from Gospel Music Today. The Pine Ridge Boys sing at a Living Sanctuary Church in Piedmont, South Carolina on February 20. If you're looking for a concert near you, check the search engine at gospelgigs.com. And you can always use the links at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
Sojourner Quartet is a Christian music ministry based in Findlay, Ohio. Sojourner began in 1991 as a contemporary Christian group, playing their own instruments and writing many of the songs they performed. As their popularity spread, they began to play throughout the country. In 1998, the group went solely Southern Gospel. As their ministry grew, they shared the platform with many of today's top Southern Gospel groups. Over the years, several songs released to Southern Gospel radio made the charts in the USA and in Europe. Sojourner Quartet members are Chris Horn, tenor, Jim Visser, lead singer, Mark May, baritone, and Larry Counterman, bass. You can find out more about this week's feature group at sojournerquartet.com. Coming up next on Gospel Music Today, Ken visits with the Old Paths. Welcome back to Gospel Music Today.
From the National Quartet Convention, we spoke with some guys who have become good friends of ours over the years. The Old Paths, up next on Gospel Music Today. We are at the National Quartet Convention. With me, the members of the Old Paths, and we want to welcome the Old Paths to Gospel Music Today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And Steve is standing closest to me, Steve Ladd, an old friend. I'm going to ask you to introduce the group.
Yes, sir. This is Daniel Ashmore, 31 years old, one of the I've sang with some of the finest bass singers, but he is going to be known as one of the best ones in the business very soon. He's already incredible. Tim Rackley needs no introduction. I mean, the group's had 7 number ones, and he's been on 5 or 6 of them. So, and then Doug Rourke. Tim and Doug started the group back in 2003.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, and then here I am.
Here you are.
Yep.
And we want to talk about what's going on with the group, of course, but here you are, just back from, where did you go?
Puerto Vallarta,
well,
Mexico.
And what were you doing down there?
I got married September 4th, and I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I really am. And so God's been so good to me, and never had a vacation other than having to sing on it. You know, we did cruises every year, and that was a vacation, but we had to sing. Yeah. So I think we took 2 weeks off, and I just enjoyed my new wife and enjoyed just not having to do anything but walk on the beach, you know. So we had a good time.
And we got a few weekends off.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And matter of fact, they had Jeremy Peace, who was the tenor before I joined. They had to go do one date, and he was able to go. So that was cool that people got to see, you know, Jeremy with the group again. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since he's been singing, so that was
it was fun. We was able to do some older songs we did with him, and it was really fun.
Yeah,
excellent.
Not as good as me.
No.
You know,
we do have high standards. How did you meet?
met at Doug's church, Crossroads Baptist Church in Georgia. Doug's known their family for years, and she and her sister were there that morning. And I tried for 7 months to talk to her on Facebook, and she wouldn't give me the time of day. I even asked her out one time. I said, maybe when the pandemic's over, I can take you to lunch or dinner. And she said, I'd probably say no. She really did. Yeah. And then one day, she sent me a message and said, God said, you need a friend, and here's my number if you ever want to talk. And we've not went a day without talking since then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we've heard every conversation.
I talked to her way too much.
Way too much, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The Old Past have a new CD.
Yeah.
And Doug, can you tell me about it?
Oh, I just think that it's going to be, it's got something on it for everybody. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, the title of the album is going to be Music to Your Ears.
A Rodney Griffin song.
A Rodney Griffin song. And I just think, and it has a song that's going to be music to each and every individual who hears its ears, because we're doing some old stuff.
Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
He's doing a Johnny Cash song. And still Christian, but I mean, it's something we do old-fashioned to Crowder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Cash wrote some great
gospel songs. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And with that rich voice he had, it fits the bass too.
That's right.
So really good. Yeah. And of course, Daniel was raised on some Johnny Cash too.
Oh yeah, my granddad, he listens to that all the time.
He walks the line.
Yeah.
Well, he was one in a million.
Yeah, he was.
Tim, what's the since we're just talking about the new CD, what's the process? Where does it begin?
Well, of course, we're with Crossroads Music, and they've been so gracious and so good for our ministry through the years, and we're grateful. They actually helped us put this thing back together and got Steve to come for tenor, and we did select dates, and then it worked out that Steve came with us full time. But the process with them, they really make it easy, because they either have a publishing company that they have writers in their publishing, but they're noted. Anytime you're doing original material, those writers want to get their royalties, and so having a major record label like that secures you, getting those songs. And so with that, at our, we let Steve kind of organize a lot, because he's got a lot of history with some of these songwriters.
It's easy, we just listen to songs, and it
hundreds.
It's about hundreds of songs.
We're probably we're pretty critical, because we're real big on the message, and we don't want just cliches. We want it to preach. We want it to, because that's the world we live in today. We might have 2 minutes to put the message out, and the song needs to preach.
Yeah, we want a song to preach, but people to still have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Take some time off from this crazy world that we're living in, and just enjoy some good gospel music, and then let the music do the work that it's meant to do, minister.
Absolutely. That opens the door, I think.
Yes.
They can relax and just can listen.
And this new album we've done since this group came back, and we actually have done some EPs, which is a collection of like at least 6 to 7 songs. So this new album will be a full, like 12 songs.
12 songs.
12 songs.
So this is the first full album this setup, this lineup has been able to do together. So we're excited, because you're able to kind of do a variety that way.
We did 5 verses of Happy Birthday.
No.
Well, at least you can do Happy Birthday, because for a while everybody that tried to do it got a little lost.
That's right. Yes, you're right.
It was great. Daniel, did you sing full time before the Old Past?
I didn't. I've been with the Old Past 10 years now, and going on 11 coming up.
That's
right.
Just a baby.
I just sang with some local groups in the area, and this is all I wanted to do. I auditioned for a few other groups, and it didn't work out, but I found out why later.
And knowing Doug, he reminds them of that too.
There's a lot to be said though about a group like this, of this caliber, taking on somebody that's never done this full time and giving them the chance. I think it makes a difference in our industry and our music. And
gotta have young people, man.
And you got people that have a desire to do it, that have that desire, and they just took that and used that, and it's worked out good for all of us. So it's really cool.
That's good. The desire counts because it's hard work, isn't it?
It is.
I think it's very important for groups to realize, just as we're always searching for new material to sing, new songs to sing, we should be also looking for new talent to sing those songs, instead of saying, well, we need a certain part and this guy's been doing it for 20 years and everybody already knows who he is. That would be like going back and re-recording the same song over and over and over again. So, man, we landed a jewel. I'm talking about we couldn't have chosen him. It had to be a God thing.
Yeah. Well, this group has done a lot of things right, and we are very glad to have you on Gospel Music today.
Thanks
We're
so much
honored
for
with
having
you,
us.
Fred.
I love you
so much.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Love you and Miss Jean.
Thank you.
In this month's edition of the Singing News magazine, Scotty Inman has an article called Memories, where he writes about his friend and our friend Jeff Stice. He mentions the many contributions Jeff made to Southern gospel music. I love what Scotty said, that Jeff lost his health battle here on earth, but he woke up in heaven. What we only know in part, Jeff knows in full. You can find a link to Singing News magazine at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
You're watching Gospel Music Today, Southern Gospel news, guests, and exclusive concert video. The best music this side of heaven every week right here on Gospel Music Today.
Peace at Last is a new CD by the Nealons. It was produced by Wayne Hahn and Jason Clark, and it opens with the song Children Sing. Other songs are Pilgrim, Still Free, and Patience of Job. The current radio release is Grace Ain't Fair, and my favorite on the CD is the title song. That's Peace at Last by the Nealons.
This is a concert update from Gospel Music Today. The Booth Brothers and Jim and Melissa Brady sing at Grace Community Church in Woodstock, Georgia on February 19 at 2 p.m. You can find all the details at the Gospel Music Today website.
We're at the National Quartet Convention, and I'm here with Dwayne and Judy Edwards, the Edwards family. They're missing one of their members today, but two of them are here, and you guys are from Kentucky. Welcome to Gospel Music Today.
Good to be with you.
We want to talk a little bit about your CD that's out. So tell us the name, your radio release, and tell us a little bit about the CD.
The CD is I Can Go On. We finished vocals up last summer, so that's during the whole, crazy season that we had last year. And so on that album, there's a song that's simply I Can Go On. And I thought, well, what better song to pick off the album is, when you've got a ministry and you've got a mission statement that you know God needs you to be out there and ministering to the lost and dying world, then we must. If you have a ministry, it's not I can go on. It should be named We Must. I mean, we must go on, but it's I Can Go On.
Tell me a little bit about the writers of the songs that are on there.
That one was written by a good friend of ours, Jason Clark, and he is out of McDaniels, Kentucky, there close to our hometown. And some of the other songs on there was Chapel Valley artists. There's at least 4 or 5 at Chapel Valley. We've got a couple that Gerald Crabb had released to us from Chapel Valley as well.
So, Dwayne, tell me your favorite song on the current CD.
Gosh, that's hard.
The Man.
The Man. The Man.
The Man.
Tell me a little bit about that song.
That song is, if you got kids, friends, you want, and your friends, you got to live what you believe.
Yeah.
So they look at you, and I pray to God, let me be the man they think I am.
Yeah.
And that's one of the lines in the song.
I love that.
So, you got to set an example to lead.
Now, is that your favorite song on the CD also, Judy?
Mine's going to be Silent Prayer, I think. Chapel Valley had Victoria Boland. Y'all probably have interviewed her several times. She wrote Silent Prayer, and she could not have read my mind or my heartstrings anymore, not even knowing me when they pitched that song to me. It just ministers because it's in sometimes the quiet times when you don't even have the right words, or maybe you don't have a word at all, and you just lay before Jesus in tears, and he knows your language.
Here I am.
Yeah, and he knows every tear that's shed and what they stand for, what they mean.
Well, to the Edwards family, thank you so much for being on Gospel Music today.
Thank you for having us, and we count it a privilege and an honor.
Thank you.
We have a new music video this week.
Yes, we do. It's by the Foresters. They are a family group. They travel all over the nation. They play live instruments. We really like them. This is from their new CD entitled Unstoppable. The song is God of Gideon. The Foresters are up next on Gospel Music Today.
The God of Gideon, he does the impossible. The God of Gideon, he is unstoppable. This is an amazing song. Here we go.
Getting rid of soldiers left and right who built an army that way, and who goes to battle with a trumpet and a torch. But it's not how you fight, it's who you're fighting for. The God of Gideon does the impossible. The God of Gideon, he is unstoppable. The odds that are against you don't matter when he's with you. So take that step and follow him. Trust in the God of Gideon. You might feel too weak, like God should find somebody else, but he's never called anyone who could do without his help. You just gotta trust him and follow where he leads, 'cause it's his mighty strength that wins the victory. The God of Gideon does the impossible. The God of Gideon, he is unstoppable. The odds that are against you don't matter when he's with you. So take that step and follow him. Trust in the God of Gideon. When you think it can't be done, when you're scared and you wanna run, take your eyes and lift them up. He already has the battle won. Remember, the God of Gideon. Trust the impossible. The God of Gideon. The God of Gideon does the impossible. The God of Gideon, he is unstoppable. The odds that are against you don't matter when he's with you. So take that step and follow him. Trust in the God of Gideon.
Next on Gospel Music Today, we'll go to the archives and hear the Blackwood Brothers. It is now time for the archives.
From a couple of years ago at the beautiful Cook Convention Center in Memphis, Tennessee, we heard the Blackwood Brothers sing, and that exclusive video is up next on Gospel Music Today.
He left the splendor of heaven, knowing his destiny was a lonely hill of Golgotha. There to lay down his
We look forward to the Memphis Quartet Show every year, and June is not that far away. We are out of time for this week's edition of Gospel Music Today.
And we are so glad to see you this week. We hope that you tell some friends about Gospel Music Today, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week on Gospel Music Today.
Gospel Music Today. Now, here are the hosts of Gospel Music Today, Ken and Jean Grady.
We are glad you could join us on Gospel Music Today. We have Southern Gospel news coming up, some concert updates, and Jean has a feature group.
Our feature group this week is Burning Bridges.
From the National Quartet Convention, I'll be speaking to Jean Grady on today's program, and you've been listening to some new music.
I have new CDs by Master's Voice, Brenda Denny, and Endless Highway.
And you've been reading?
I've been out on the internet reading the SGN Scoops Digital Magazine.
We were at an excellent concert in Fort Mill, South Carolina. We heard Molded Clay Quartet, and we'll have exclusive concert video on today's program.
And I think, going back to the archives, one of my favorite groups.
We are from the 2018 Memphis Quartet Show, the Blackwood Brothers exclusive video on today's program.
So let's go.
You are watching Gospel Music Today. The news is next.
WTGN FM 97.7 in Lima, Ohio is marking 25 years of broadcasting for the Country Faith program, and it's hosted by Scott Young. Unity 4 Quartet has added Heath Pinnell from Dry Creek, Mississippi as the new tenor for the group. New music this week, the Crab Family has released 2020 on Daywind Records. It's their first album in over 8 years. Stowtown Records has released a new recording from the Taylors. Salvation Song is the group's first recording in 2 years. That's a look at some of the happenings in the world of Southern Gospel. You can keep up with the latest Southern Gospel news by reading SGN Scoops Digital Magazine. Take a look at their website at sgnscoops.com. And you can find more Southern Gospel news at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
We have been on the road.
Yes, we have. We've been to Fort Mill, South Carolina. We heard a few groups there. One of the groups was Molded Clay, and I believe we have a clip.
Yes, we do.
Empty and broken, I came back to him, a vessel so unworthy and so scarred with sin, but he did not despair. He started over again. I bless the day he didn't throw the clay away. And over he molds me and makes me into his likeness. He fashions the clay, a vessel of honor I am today, all because Jesus didn't throw the clay away. He is the potter, I am the clay, and molded in his image, he wants me to stay. But when I stumble and I fall and my vessel breaks, he just picks up all the pieces. He doesn't throw my clay away. And over, he molds me and makes me into his likeness. He fashions the clay, a vessel of honor I am today, all because Jesus didn't throw the clay away. A vessel of honor I am today, and it's all because Jesus didn't throw the clay away.
We enjoyed that evening in Fort Mill, and we had never heard Molded Clay Quartet before. They did an excellent job.
Yes, they did. Who has a birthday this week?
Happy birthday to Shane Roark. Shane is in charge at Chapel Valley Music, and his birthday is January 10. Jean has been listening to some new music.
We're at the Creekside Gospel Music Convention, and I'm here with Brenda Denny from Arkansas. Welcome to Gospel Music Today.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you guys again.
It has been a long time.
It has. This is my first time at Creekside, too, so I'm so excited to be here this week.
You're going to have a great time.
I know. I'm having a blast already. Just seeing old friends that I haven't seen for a while and seeing you guys, and so it's going to be a great week.
Now, there's a new CD. Tell us about it.
There is. I'm so excited. You know, I went solo at the beginning of the year, and I traveled with Second Generation for 15 years. People know that. And I'm excited about this new season in my life and what God is doing. So I'm really excited. I've got a lot of original songs So it's going to be some new stuff and then a couple of old songs that I put on there that I'm very excited about.
Tell me of the original songs. Which one really speaks to you the most?
Ooh, there is one called "The Altar Is the Answer," and I get emotional every time I sing it. So and what I say is, if these songs bless me, I know they're going to bless other people. And in our today's world that we live in, there's so many hurting people. And what I try to tell people, if we could just get back to prayer. Prayer is missing from everything. It's missing from our personal lives. It's missing from our homes. It's missing from our church. And so I think that song is probably going to be one of my very favorites. The Altar Is the Answer.
Of the older songs, what are one of the older songs?
Oh my goodness. The old one that I put on there is, and I've actually had it on my heart for about a year and a half, and I tried to find a track to it to sing to. Could not find a track anywhere. And I grew up listening to Southern gospel music, and I grew up listening to a group called the Downings. Ann Downing. I love the Downings. And they did a song years ago called It's My Desire. And that song has been in my heart and in my spirit. And so I am redoing it, and that is truly why now I am a soloist out there traveling all the miles by myself. I'm my own roadie now, because it's my desire to live for Jesus, and if I can just lead one person to Christ, that's my desire of what I'm doing. And then I'm really excited about another song. I'll tell you, my sister Elaine, her husband wrote a song, and it's called Looking for the Blood. And it's a toe-tapping, hand-clapping song, so everybody's going to love it. But I'm so excited about the new project. I can't wait for everybody to get it.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing it, and thank you for being on Gospel Music Today.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
This is a concert update from Gospel Music Today. Jim and Melissa Brady and the Booth Brothers at Grace Community Church in Woodstock, Georgia on February 19. If you're looking for a concert near you, check the search engine at gospelgigs.com. And you can always use the links at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
Dean and Anita Asaro both grew up in Southern gospel music as they traveled with their families. In 2006, after some time away from Southern gospel, they formed Burning Bridges Ministry. For the past 12 years, God has opened doors for this group across South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia. With a mixture of singing and preaching, Burning Bridges is excited about what God has done and will do in their ministry. You can find out more about this week's feature group at burningbridgesministry.com. Coming up next on Gospel Music Today, Ken visits with Jean Grady. Welcome back to Gospel Music Today.
From our on-the-road studio at the National Quartet Convention, we spoke to an old friend, Jean Grady, and that's up next on Gospel Music Today. We are at the National Quartet Convention with me, an old friend, Jean Grady. And Jim, we want to welcome you to Gospel Music Today.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here.
It's always good to see you.
Good to see you.
We want to talk about the latest adventures of Jim and Melissa Brady, of course. But first, let's go back a few weeks because we were in the audience, way in the back, at the Squire Parsons tribute that you produced.
What a night.
And tell me about that. That was just great.
Well, growing up, Squire Parsons was my hero. My parents would take me to see him sing, and I was amazed. He was the first introduction I remember to a singer-songwriter, someone who wrote their own songs and sang them. And as I was about 9 or 10 when I first met Squire, and his music has had such an impact on my life and my ministry. And really the reason I wanted to write songs and sing those songs was a big part to Squire Parsons. And so he's always been an inspiration to me. And when he had his health issues back in December, it took him off the road abruptly. You know, he hadn't planned on it, but it forced him into retirement.
Yeah.
And so he was recovering from heart surgery, and I just had been hearing from some people that he might have needed some encouragement, as well as maybe a little bit of help during the transition. So I started calling a few friends and said, hey, why don't we honor Squire? He's honored us with his songs for so many years. Let's honor him, and let's just give back a little to him. And just like the family of God, the artist said, hey, whatever you need, we're there. The Booth Brothers showed up, Greater Vision, The Kingsmen, Legacy 5, Gold City, Arthur Rice, Melissa and I were there, Tribute Quartet was there. And I hope I'm not leaving anybody out, but everybody that showed up were just fantastic. They love Squire, and they love his music, and so they wanted to honor him and bless him. And so we worked hard, promoted the date, and then God showed up and took over, because it was beyond what we could have produced. It was a sellout. About 3 weeks before the concert, it sold out. And we could have sold a few more hundred tickets. And I think that just speaks well of the family of God. When someone is in need, the family of God comes together and we help one another. And Squire loved the night. He sent me a text. He said, I still haven't come down from this wonderful mountaintop that the night was, and it was precious. The whole night ended with us singing, as you know, Beulah Land with Squire. And that was just an epic moment for me, to get to stand on stage with my hero and sing his most loved song, Beulah Land. It was just a little taste of heaven, wasn't it? Pretty awesome.
He's written so many songs that are just all-time classics, one in a million songs. You know, it's
he just knows how to do that. God has given him a special gift, and you know, different writers have a classic or two, you know, a popular song or two. You know, I write, so I understand that some songs are more popular than others. He has so many. I mean, he has one after another that's classic and memorable and popular and just wonderful. So I'm a huge fan of Squire, and I love him, and he's a mentor to me and a hero, and what an honor to get to bless him that night. He's a living legend. He really is.
It was a great night. Jim and Melissa have a current CD that has been upgraded now into something really amazing.
We're excited. We have the project was released last year called Hope Keeps Writing a Song with our former member, and when he decided to leave, the project was only a month old. So we decided, hey, you know what, we've got to sing these songs. The project, people were loving it. The songs were wonderful in concert. So we said we want to go back in and redo the project and keep this project, because we worked for 2 years to produce this project. And so we went back in the studio and re-sang the songs and remixed the album, and then added a bonus track, which is very, very special to us because it was arranged years ago. We've never released it, but we arranged it years ago by the late Larry Goss. Larry did a wonderful arrangement for us of All Is Well, which was written by Melissa, that was made popular by the Wistons. And we took the hymn It Is Well and put it together, and it's a great medley. But Larry produced that for us years ago, and we never had a place to put it. And so the legendary Larry Goss, did that for us, and it was just laying there ready to be released. And so it was perfect timing for us. We added that as a bonus track, and it's epic. People are just loving that track. And then we also added the Gaither Vocal Band on another track. We got Bill Gaither and the Gaither Vocal Band, and we sing together on this project. And so there's a lot of little special moments that even if people have heard the original release, the deluxe edition has so many other things that we're excited about. So that's brand new, just came out. And the current single from the project is a song called Follow Me to the Cross, which is a powerful song that Melissa wrote and sings. And so we're really excited about the song. Great response already from folks. So
two great writers and two great singers, and two wonderful couple.
We're blessed. We're having the time of our life, and we're really blessed. So thank you for that.
We are at the National Quartet Convention. We don't know when this interview will be on the air, but part of the week is a Booth Brothers reunion, and that's where we first met you with the Booth Brothers. That's going to be exciting.
I'm really excited about that. Their 30-year reunion is this year, and so I'm going to be part of the showcase. They're bringing back former members Joseph Smith. Their dad, Ron Sr., will be here singing with them. And then, of course, I'll be able to do a set with them, and I can't wait. Those guys are like brothers to me. Spent almost 13 years with them, and it was a wonderful time of my life. And they're not blood, but they're brothers. And they're great brothers in the Lord. And so I love those guys, and we had such a chemistry together all those years. And I'd still be with them if my wife didn't sing and God didn't lead me to this this new ministry because I love them that much. I could have retired with them. Mm-hmm. That's how much I love those guys and how we fit together.
Yeah.
So this is a real highlight for me, and I think it's going to be a highlight for all of our friends and the fans that are here to get to hear us for the first time in 5 years. First time together again.
That's right.
And so I'm excited. I can't wait. We don't even know what's going to happen. Believe me, we're still trying to figure out what songs to sing, and they're sending me different songs here and there, so people don't want to miss it. It's going to be spectacular. So.
Yeah, well, that'll be something to look forward to. Well, Jim, it's always good to see you, and we want to thank you for being with us on Gospel Music today.
It's our honor. Thank you so much.
All right.
SGN Scoops Digital Magazine for this month has the Mark Trammell Quartet as the cover story, and the article is called God Will Provide. Other features in the magazine this month are about Jeff and Sherry Easter, Faith Lohr, and Rhonda Vincent. You can find a link to SGN Scoops Digital Magazine at our website, gospelmusictoday.com.
This is a concert update from Gospel Music Today. The Pine Ridge Boys will sing at Grace Missionary Methodist Church in Forest City, North Carolina on January 23 at 6 p.m. You can find all the details at the Gospel Music Today website.
Jesus has a table spread where the saints of God are fed. He invites his chosen people come and dine. With his manna he to feed and supplies our every need. Oh, too sweet to sup with Jesus all the time. Dying the master call is coming nigh. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He fed the multitude, turns the water into wine. To the hungry call it now coming nigh.
The disciples came to land, thus fulfilling Christ's command. For the Master's call is to them, come and dine. There they found their heart's desire, bread and fish upon the fire. Thus he satisfies the hungry every time. Come and dine, the Master's call is come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turns water into wine. To the hungry call is now come and dine. Soon the Lamb will take his bride to be ever at his side. All the hosts of heaven will assemble thee. Oh, 'twill be a glorious sight. All the saints in spotless white, as Jesus they will meet eternally. Come and dine, the Master's call is come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude, turns the water into wine. To the hungry call is now come and dine. Come and dine, the Master's call is come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude, turns the water into wine. To the hungry call is now come and dine.
Solace is a new CD by Master's Voice. It was produced by Jeff Collins, and there's 12 great songs about finding comfort in God's promises. The first radio single from the CD is He's Coming Back, and other songs are The Things Only God Can Do and Thinking Outside the Grave. I like the song Let Us Not Grow Weary. That's Solace by Master's Voice. We have a new music video coming up.
Yes, we do. This is a duet known as Jonathan and John Gideon. The song is entitled Pray, written by Jerry Sullivan and Marty Stewart from their new album, The Greatest Story. That's up next on Gospel Music Today.
When your way is dark, no hope in sight, and you're holding
Endless Highway has a new CD, and it's called Countless. It was produced by Jeff Collins, and in addition to the title song, there is Keep Looking Up Until They Come Home. My favorite on the CD is Somebody's World Changed Today. That's Countless by Endless Highway. Next on Gospel Music Today, we'll go to the archives and hear the Blackwood Brothers. It is now time for the archives.
You are correct. This is from the 2018 Memphis Quartet show. We heard the Blackwood Brothers sing, and that exclusive video is up next on Gospel Music Today.
From Memphis, Tennessee, the Blackwood Brothers. Make them welcome.
Oh, I'd like to go back to that old country church to hear the songs of praise.
Songs of praise.
How the people would sing, it would make the rafters ring at that old country church. Shall we gather at the river, the beautiful, beautiful river? Gather with the saints at the river that flows by the throne of God. Oh, I'll never forget at that old country church how the glory of the Lord came down.
It came down.
The children would smile as they shouted down the aisle of that old country church. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. Then on Sunday I see all my friends dear to me at that old country church. When it came time for prayer, everybody would be there at that old country church. Leading,
one leading, yes, leading,
safe and secure from all alarm. Leading,
I'm leading, yes, leading
on the everlasting arms. Now the years have gone by, and so many have died at that old country church. But they're on the other shore, where they'll sing forevermore, as they did at that old country church. Well, I'm reading, oh, I'm reading, my love divine, glory, glory, Christ is mine, Christ is mine, belong to Him, I now reside, I am there redeemed. Well, I'm reading, oh, I'm reading, my love divine, glory, glory, Christ is mine, Christ is mine, belong to Him, I now reside.
I think we are out of time for this week's edition of Gospel Music Today.
Yes, we are, but we thank you for being with us for the last 30 minutes, and we just want to send a welcome out to all of our new television stations that are carrying Gospel Music Today.
Very nice.
We'll see you next week on Gospel Music Today.
We thank you for being a part of our broadcast for tonight on House C Internet Radio, Gospel Music Today. Excuse me. We'll see you next time on House C Internet Radio, Gospel Music Today with Ken and Jean Grady, the #1 gospel music television, country gospel music show in America. Take care now. God bless.